Hey folks, how we doing? I haven't done a walk and talk video yet, so I figured this would be a good time for it. So I'm just out here on a little conditioning hike, little trail near my home here in southern Oklahoma. So kind of reintroduce myself. So my name is Doug. Trail name is Great Pumpkin. I'll be through hiking the Appalachian Trail this year, flip-flopping north from Harper's Ferry, May of 2026. Let's see, I'm 60 years old, retired, and loving it. I've been dreaming about the AT for at least 10 years now. So kind of like, why the AT? That's a great question. Let's see, I think it was in 2015. I was just perusing YouTube like I enjoy doing and looking at bushcraft and gear and other kind of videos, and I come across something called through hiking. I'm like, what the heck is that? So I started looking into it, and my first thought was like a train wreck, going, these guys are crazy. Who'd want to walk 2,000 miles away from home, away from the comforts of your bed and hot, warm, delicious food? But I kept watching. And after a while, I was like, oh, that's kind of interesting. Then a little while later, like, by golly, I'm going to do that. So that was in December. And it was in May of that next year, I took off work for 3 weeks, and I walked from Springer to Franklin. One of the greatest trips I'd ever had in my life up to that point. Since then, I was hooked. I went back for another section hike. I walked through the Smoky Mountains. That was pretty cool. Then I had another trip to go through the Shenandoahs. Had to cut that trip short due to a family emergency, but stuff happens. So now everything's in place. I'm retired, financially set, I guess. Kids are almost out of the house. Got one going in college. Two other daughters are in college. Got a son living out in Florida. So I'm gonna be selfish and take 6 months off of my life and just go for a little walk. That's all I'm gonna do. See, I've got most of my gear. I'll probably do a gear video. Maybe I'll do that today or tomorrow. There's only a couple pieces I got left. Sorry for the wind noise if you can't hear me. It's pretty windy in Oklahoma like it usually is. The only piece of gear I probably get to change out is my pants as I lose more of this big old man belly. But we'll see how that goes. Oh, let's see, there's not much to say. So this is typical for southern Oklahoma hikes. No climbing hills per se, it's just easy rolling, lazy rolling up and down hills. The terrain's a little rocky, so you get a little bit of practice with the ankles strong. But there's no treacherous climbs. Just this one here coming up might be about the worst, but it's nothing. I'm not even using my trekking poles right now. Let's see, so my trail name's Great Pumpkin. Can you guess? I'm wearing orange. So when I was hiking into the Smokies, it was raining and I had a bright orange rain jacket on. And by on, I mean just my head was in it and everything else was draped across on top of my backpack. And I was just climbing up. Well, I met a fella coming down. And he looked at me and he says, you look like the Great Pumpkin, seeking Charlie Brown coming up that hill. So it stuck. Since then, I've called myself trail name Great Pumpkin. And I like orange gear because when I first started looking at gear, something I noticed for whatever reason, orange gear was cheaper than the earth tones. You look at any piece of gear like that orange range jacket. it was half the price of the same jacket in a different color. It's like, well, hell, I don't care if it's orange. Somebody just get that one. So it's kind of stuck. I don't mind it. Burnt orange is my favorite. But let's see. I'll be using a hammock on the AT. That comes with its own pros and cons. I can get into that one day. I won't do it here. But that's really about it. I'm not much of a talker. This talking to a camera and filming is completely foreign to me, so to bear with me on that. I don't know. I'm just gonna keep walking. We'll tolerate you later. Well, there are no white blazes, but this is what we got here. So there's several numbered trails, I think one through 4, and they all kind of meander around in the back country here. Pretty quiet. Haven't seen a soul, just me. I'm about an hour into it, so almost 1 o'clock. Plan is to walk for about 4 hours, so I'll keep walking away from where I parked for another hour, then I'll turn around and go back. But yeah, so far so good. Real nice day. It might be 65 degrees, slight breeze. It's very nice. Hey, we got a nice flat spot here. A little more talking. So my goal of these little day walks is just to get my legs used to walking a lot. Get used to carrying a little bit of weight. I've only got about 25 pounds on me right now, so it's not real bad on my back. Near as I figure, my trail weight when I hit the trail with 4 days of food and 2 quarts of water should be 30, 31 pounds. We'll see. And I don't walk real fast. I'm old, but I don't get in a hurry for nothing. Everybody tells me I'm pretty laid back, pretty casual. My general rule of thumb, and it's not my idea, I got it from somebody, some video I'll watch, but is when you're walking, if you can talk and walk without losing your breath, you're at a good pace. If you're walking and you try to talk and you cut out of breath and can't hardly breathe, you need to slow down a little bit. As far as your oxygen coming in and what you're using, you don't want to be using more oxygen than what you're intaking. So, and that'll change as physical fitness gets more and you build up more strength and whatnot. But for right now, that's the only thing I'm doing. I'm not trying to win a sprint. We all know that the AT is a marathon, one step at a time. Still dry winter brown stuff. It'll be green eventually, but not today. I think this dual camera mode's pretty cool with the new iPhones. This will probably be the mode I use on the AT. We'll see when I get home, edit the video, how it works out. It's at 4K, but it's only 30 frames per second. So we'll see how that works out. Might be too jumpy, I don't know. But this little foldable tripod I'm using, I think it weighs 3 ounces, and it's fine. I looked at gimbals. They want a couple $100 for a decent little gimbal. It weighs 8, 9 ounces. So. And you got to worry about charging the dang thing. So that's out of the question. So I'm just going to be using my iPhone for the videos. I'm not going to have a special camera or nothing. So you're going to get what it gets. Hold it out here at arm's length, your arm gets tired. So yeah, won't be doing that. Just a nice calm day. Let's see, what else? What else? Oh, let's see, since Christmas, I think I've lost almost 13 pounds, a couple inches off my belly. I'd like to lose quite a bit more. I'm not a small man. I think I'm 6'2". When I was in the Army, that's what they said I was, so that's what I've always called myself, 6'2" and 285 pounds. So it's kind of hard on big old fat men, but I'll get it. I'll have to be down to around, if I get 260 before I take off, that'd be mighty fine. I'd feel great. But I don't know, I look around me, there's not many men, not everyone you see anyway that's 60 years old that would even want to attempt this, so I feel very confident I'll be fine. Just take it slow and take it easy. When I get tired, I'll stop and rest. When I've walked enough for the day, I'll stop for the day. Whether it's 6 miles or 10 miles or whatever it is, it doesn't matter. Haven't looked at the maps real hard yet. North leaving Harper's Ferry. How many days food to carry first off. Like to do, won't be doing much more than shelter area to shelter area for several weeks. Get my body used to it. Because no matter how much you walk on this flat land, it's nothing like the AT. And I'm kind of getting out of breath, so I need to slow my pace down a little bit. There, that's better. Kind of the self-measuring stick. Talking to a camera, I guess. Let you know we need to slow down. So anyway, yeah, I'm going to be, I don't know, 8-10 miles a day. I'm not going to push it. The most miles I've ever done in one day, I think, was 16. But that was 8 years ago in the Smokies. I wouldn't want to do 16 miles in the Smokies today, but I'll get there. It just takes time. Patience. My feet don't hurt usually. My legs, shins. My calves get a little sore, but that's really the only physical complaint I have. That'll get less and less the more I get out here and walk. Let's see. I don't know. I watch other people make these videos and they talk and talk and talk. And I think I've talked a lot. So I'm just going to turn the camera around, just have you look at the scenery, and I'll stop talking. So hang on a second. Hey, how you doing? Figured you'd go all the way to the lake.
Huh?
I figured you'd go all the way to the lake.
No, we're just went out an hour and gonna go back an hour.
Right on.
So I'll be all over.
Good deal. Yeah, so this is a multi-use trail. You can bring horses out here, bicycles, and foot. It's quite common to see folks on horses out here. It's pretty cool. So this path will go all the way to a really nice lake we have out here. Haven't done it yet this season, but in my training hikes years gone past, I would take off walking and a family would meet me out here at the lake and would have the picnics and whatnot. Then I'd turn around and walk back by myself. And if you take this straight shot path that I'm on to the lake and back, it's about 14 miles. Yeah, I don't want to walk 14 miles today, so I'm not going to go all the way to the lake. Scenery's kind of the same old, so I'm gonna put this away and I'll turn it back on if something interesting pops up or something to see. So, bye now. Hey, another intersection. So, trail 1 will go straight to the lake, if I remember right. And then number 4, heading off to the right, if I remember right, there's a picnic bench not far down there on the left. So, I'm gonna go that way, see if it's still there. I've been walking about an hour and a half, 3 miles in so far, so not too bad. Hey, so coming into a neat looking little hardwood oak forest, so figured I'd walk with you and let y'all see what that looks like. Almost spooky. Yeah, not really, but it's kind of cool looking. A lot of oak trees in Oklahoma. Hey, more armadillos. You see them? There they go. Armadillos are cool. That was the hardwood forest path. All right. Turn your back on if something else comes up. All right, I got a dreaded road walk for a little bit. I planned on just walking out for 2 hours and then turning around. I'll walk this way for another 20 minutes. See how far we get. I don't know if I'll reach that picnic table or not. Well, it's sure a lot harder on your feet walking on the road than it is walking on the dirt, so I don't remember how far this is, but maybe it's not too long. A lot of cedar trees in Oklahoma too, you can tell. We still got patches of snow on the ground. That big snow blast we had a week or so ago. I was out here walking a couple days ago and there were still quite a few places with really slick ice and mud. It was treacherous. Well, as treacherous as Oklahoma gets anyway. But the path is pretty dried out right now. It's good. All right, I'm gonna be on this road for a bit longer, so I'll turn you off and come back on if something pops up. Bye now. Another armadillo. They have zero self-preservation skills. See how close I can get. There he goes. And I'm still on the road, by the way. I just saw that, another armadillo. Or most of them say around here, armadillo. I thought I smelled smoke earlier and someone had burned a big brush pile out here. So that's pretty common in Oklahoma. People burn up brush. All right, that's it. Just wanted to show you the armadillo. All right, so we came from this way. Turn to the right will take you to the lake, and more damn road walk. We'll end up getting back on the trail and heading back towards my pickup. So I'm gonna go this way. All right, there's the end of the dang road walk. Trail number 1 should be a mostly straight shot, little up and down, back to the truck and back to the house. Let's see, I'm 2 hours and 15 minutes in. I don't know how far I've gone, but I'll be done before too long. It's going pretty good. We're having a good time. All right, if something else interesting comes up, I'll show you. Bye now. Here's a nice viewpoint of Oklahoma country. It's pretty. It's pretty brown and dead looking right now, but it greens up real nice. Anyway, I'm going. I thought you would share that with you. All right, bye now. Hey, got another good open spot. So I'm 7 miles in so far. I think I got less than a mile to go, so I'm about done. Body feels good. I'm tired but not exhausted. A little sore, but nothing hurts. I'm gonna call this a win day. Went well, so. All right, I just want to show you this last little lookout. It goes down and stays flat from here on out, but over there somewhere is my pickup. That's where I'm heading to. Okay, so I'm almost back. So the only downside of this trail really is this is the only water source, and sometimes it's running and sometimes it's not. And as you can see right now, it's not, but it's a good little shady spot. And some old hiker told me one time when I was going up the approach trail, he said, God only gives you so many good sitting spots, never pass one up. So that's what I'm doing. There's a good sitting spot and I'm taking advantage of it. Just gonna take a breather. All right, now you're not gonna see my face very much in videos. I can't hardly stand to watch a video and the whole time they're videoing, all you see is your face take up the whole dang frame. Well, I'm not gonna do that, but this is me. This is what I look like after about 8 miles in the Oklahoma sun. Kind of worn, beaten, but I'm all right. All right, that's another little hardwood forest. Look pretty cool looking through here. Now you can't camp on this trail, unfortunately, but man, look at all the hammock spots, even tent spots. This would be pretty nice, but ain't no camping allowed. All right, that's all that little forest. Well, folks, that's about it. This is the end of it. Trailhead's up here. Once I reach this trailhead, I'll take a right turn and be like a quarter-mile road walk back to my truck. So end it with a road walk. So if you stuck around this long, thank you. I'll probably post a few more of these. I need to play around with the different video settings and resolution and frames per second and all that stuff to see what works out well for me. So I kind of bounced around here in this one just to test it out. So they'll get better. All right, thank y'all. Bye-bye now. Next video you'll see will be a relive recap. Bye-bye. Not too bad for an old fat man. I got 3 months to get stronger. Bye.